we've also got a pretty big non-conference game. Obviously, everybody else is playing Big 12 games, but we've got UCF going to Florida. This is not a vintage Gators team, but just how big would this be for the Knights to go into Gainesville and maybe knock off Florida?
Well, I guess I'll go first. I think it would be huge. I mean, the Big 12's had some of these stages against, I mean, obviously this isn't against a Big Ten or a SEC team with very mixed results, I guess I'd say so far. But I mean, Florida is still, of course, a brand name. Um, Definitely not a vintage Gators team, as they've demonstrated all season and all the turmoil there as well. But I'm just interested to see how UCF bounces back because they look like a legit contender. And when you got that kind of running game and that kind of talent on offense, it's an intriguing. The Knights are really intriguing to me, and they were just blown out last week. So very important for the Big 12 to notch this win against another Power Four foe, and I think very important in helping to determine whether UCF is truly a contender or a pretender because its vulnerabilities on defense were really exposed last week.
That
I mean, you really this is. I'm sure a lot of those people a lot of the players on UCF were probably overlooked coming out of high school, so they certainly will want to win this game. And were they overlooking Colorado a little bit, looking ahead, perhaps? But this is I think UCF is in a unique spot where they can truly in the future of the Big 12, they're in a spot where they can really succeed. Fertile recruiting ground and, a good coach that has won a lot at past places. And obviously that program is not going to be afraid to pump money in there. So not only can if they beat Florida, will it be a big win, but I think UCF and the Big 12 as a whole can kind of be another sleeping giant in this league, where it's just going to be even more chaos and just eating each other alive in this league. And I think UCF they're going to be dangerous moving forward. And this game against Florida is only the start.
So we did a series of features on all the Big 12 teams kind of leading into the season. I had UCF, and that this is kind of what I wrote about, which was just UCF not just competing against the Big 12, but competing against its in-state rivals from those other conferences like Miami, Florida, Florida State. And to me, they had this sucker circled. Like they were talking about it back in Big 12 media days. This is a big one for UCF and Gus Malzahn. And I mean, you talk about a feather in the cap. I mean, I think recruits would pay attention, and maybe you're not getting those overlooked guys. Maybe you're getting a few more of the blue chippers then, and they're going, oh, wow, let's go play in the Big 12. It's a fun league, or whatever. I mean, so, yeah, I mean, we'll see how it comes out. I think UCF's got a fighting chance partially because of what Rob talked about earlier, which was, man, that running game is, they put out some numbers. Their running stats are crazy.